Okay, it says there's audio. Okay, guys, welcome to Fat Quarter Shop's live stream. It's September 20th, 2024. I'm Kimberly, and today we are going to be celebrating National Jelly Roll Day. And in honor of that, we're going to have 20% off Moda Jelly Rolls. And if you don't know what a jelly roll is, it's 40 strips of 2.5 inch with the fabric strips. And so today we're going to be featuring a ton of free patterns and some paid patterns, but lots of jelly roll quilts, because what I'm hoping is that all of you have somewhat of a jelly roll stash. And this weekend, in celebration of National Jelly Roll Day, what you can do is just pull from there, and then I'll show you some quilts to inspire you to sew this weekend. So I'm sure a lot of you have seen Moda's post and all of their fun videos and all their things. So we're going to start with quilts that come from our Simply Jelly Roll book. And so this is a book that It's So Emma published last year. There are 16 patterns in here. And so today we have selected 5 patterns that we are going to show you the quilt in that was in the book. And then we're going to show it to you recolored in other quilts in case you want to see that. So the very first quilt, this one is called Biscuit, and it is 66 inches wide by 88 inches tall. This original quilt was made in Corey Yoder fabric called Sun Washed, and this one uses 34 strips, and I'm going to show it to you on the table. Just so you can see it. And then this is the backing that we put with it, really pretty. And this one is definitely beginner. And you can see you use the strips here and here. And then basically all of the quilts in the book, the Simply Jelly Roll book, have a jelly roll, a background, a binding, and a backing. So it's not too complicated. And then if you want to see it recolored, we have recolored this in Folk and Lore collection by Fancy That House Design. It's been in stock about maybe a month or so. And if you want a background to match this, there's a background in the collection that is, it is somewhere in here, but it's just basically a background that goes with the collection. It's right here. Or you can just use a Bella Solid. The one that we have it mocked up in is a Bella Solid. Okay, so the second quilt is called Brioche. Okay, so it's the same size, 66 by 86. This one was sewn in Simply Delightful by Sherry and Chelsea. This one uses 30 strips, a background, binding, and backing. So this is the original quilt. And on this one, we put a striped binding with a polka dot backing. And this is one of my favorite collections that Sherry and Chelsea have ever done. I love this print. I love so much about this. And their most recent collection of Strawberry Lemonade, it did come back in stock. I think we might be sold out of Fat Quarter bundles already, but the yardage did come back in stock. And that is the last time Strawberry Lemonade will be reprinted. And then we have this mocked up in Jelly and Jam by Fig Tree. And this one, we mocked it up with Bella Solid colored 98. Sometimes you could also use a colored 97. So this is Jelly and Jam by Fig Tree Quilts. The next quilt is called Ciabatta. How do you say it? Okay, hopefully I said it right. It's 76 by 76. So fun joke. Jordan's not here today, and so he always tells me how to pronounce the words I don't know. So he's not here to tell us, correct us. This one is in, this quilt right here was sewn in the Fruit Cocktail collection by Fig Tree Quilts, and this one uses 32 jelly roll strips, a background, and this is kind of what we did on the binding and the backing. And you'll notice a lot of our bindings are a stripe and a lot of our backings are white or cream, and that's because that's what I like. Now, a lot of people though put dark on their backing. So you should do whatever you want, but if you want to know why, it's just because that's the way that that I like to do it. And this one's also very beginner. You can see the block here, and you can see that in the sashing, we also use the Jelly Roll strips. So you get a maximum amount of use of the Jelly Roll. And then we mocked this one up in Denim and Daisies. That's also by Fig Tree. And this one uses color 200 as the Bella Solid. And this one, this is like meant to be Halloweenish, but when you look at it, it's really not. So I feel like this one has sold really well because it's got, I think it's really the only blue orange collection out there right now. This next quilt is called Focaccia, and a lot of you are saying, why is everything named after a bread? So we do that in our books. We come up with a theme and we kind of use that for naming the quilts. It helps when we're naming the quilts to be able to have one solid theme. Or maybe it's a dessert. I don't know what it is. Sarah named them and it's after bread or desserts or something. So this one's Focaccia, 86 inches square. This is the B Vintage collection by Holt that is still in stock. This one uses 39 strips, so you use most of your Jelly Roll. And this one also, I was like, I bet when I turned it over, there's gonna be a light. We will pop up that coupon code for you so that you can see the code. The code is Jelly20. Oh, Italian bread. Yeah, you cannot, I'm not very sophisticated, and so I can tell you right now, I don't know a lot of things. This one again is B Vintage. We mocked this one up in Kitty Christmas by Urban Chicks. And this one is the cutest line ever. It's got pinks, reds, blacks, greens, and aquas in it. And this one, there is a polka dot in the collection that you could use as the background, or you could use a Bella Solid if you wanted to. And when you look at the mock-up, we put that stripe on the outside. And then this is the last quilt from the book. It's called Souffle. It's 66 by 78. This is the Portsmouth collection by Amy Smart, Riley Blake. It uses 30 strips. And you can see there's also a stripe on this one. And what I wanted to tell you guys is you can do the stripe either straight. You could put it on the bias, and if you put it on the bias, when you do that, this is obviously on the straight, so it matches here. But if you put it on the bias, it would look like a totally different fabric. And then, of course, we put a background on there. We mocked this one up in Lydia's Lace by Betsy Chuchin, which is an 1800s reproduction fabric. And this one, you would use a darker Bella Solid, like maybe color 182. Okay, so now I'm gonna kind of flip through the book and talk again about jelly rolls, what a jelly roll is. And a jelly roll was made years ago. And I want to give a huge shout out to Daniela Stout. I don't know if you know who she was, but she recently passed away. She owned Cozy Quilts store in California. She was amazing. She had this really fun, and this is all by memory. So she had this really fun thing in her store where you could come in once a month and she would cut off 2.5-inch strips of a lot of new collections, and you would get that, and then it would give you something to sew with. So she actually is the reason that jelly rolls exist, and so just wanted to kind of give her a shout out. She's so amazing, and her name was Daniela Stout. So Simply Jelly Rolls, this is the book, and the book is not on sale, but basically it just talks about jelly rolls, tips for using jelly rolls, and jelly rolls are made by Moda, and I'm going to answer some questions just to see what questions have come in. All the quilts that I'm going to show you after this are from free patterns. So let's see. So there are 40 strips in a jelly roll. Now that is Moda jelly rolls. Other companies might do something different, but those are different. So you guys are just saying good morning, so thank you so much. And there we go. Okay, so we're gonna move to our free patterns. And so some of these quilts that I'm about to show you, they are very, very old. Some of them are like 11 years old. So these are older, they're loved, I'm just gonna put this one on the table. This one is Jelly Roll Jam. This was one of our very first free patterns. And if you know Fat Quarter Shop, we always are giving you free patterns because we want you to use up your stash. We want you to use what you have on hand and not feel like you always have to buy something. So Jelly Roll Jam came out about 12 years ago. And these were remade a couple of years ago. They're so old that we don't even know how. We think this is Strawberry Fields, but we're actually not even sure. This is how old these quilts are. This one, I have no idea what collection it is. Neither one of us know. So these were just done years and years and years ago. And you can tell that these are our staff made these. They're used, they're washed, they're all the things. This one is just a basic, you use a jelly roll. It comes out 36 inches by 36 inches, and it's our first video. And so it's probably not our best video, but because it's just, when you look at it, you know, this was 10 years ago, basically. But this was, so this is like the beginning of our quilt channel, which is totally amazing. And I wanted to show you, we also mocked this one up, and Grove Dawn on the Prairie Junior Jelly Roll. So this is a smaller jelly roll. Anything that's a junior jelly roll will have 20 pieces. This was, I believe, in the Sew Sampler box. So that's why we have a custom, a small one. The background in here is, you don't need a background. So, really cute. The next one is called Jelly Roll Relish. This one's newer. It's 58 by 70. Again, completely free pattern. And if you search Jelly Roll Shortcut quilts, they'll come up on our site. And this one was sewn in Dandy Duo by Robin Pickens. And I'll show it to you on the table. And this one uses 32 strips. So you'll see some of these use all 40, some don't, some use less, some use more. And of course, a light backing. But don't feel like you have to do that. That's just what I like to do. And then this one we mocked up in a newer collection by Brenda Riddle called Georgia. And the background we mocked it up in, it would look good in color 98 or color 200. 98 is, or you could use this from the collection. And so this one is really fun because it makes a really big quilt. So one of the things you want to look at when you're looking at any jelly roll pattern is, does it use any waste? Because a lot of you guys don't like waste in your quilt. Some of you don't mind, but really, this one's really fun, and you could make it bigger if you wanted to. This next one is Jelly Roll Slice, which is also an older pattern. This, we don't know what collection this is. It's an old fig tree collection. You guys can vote and tell me if you know what it is, but this was like maybe our third or fourth jelly roll pattern, so this is really, really old. And it kind of looks vintage now. But this is definitely, you know, a fig tree quilt, fig tree collection. Really pretty, and you can see that this one, compared to the others, has a background that has movement. This would be considered low volume. So just, you know, you can always put a piece in here that's not white on white or all the white. There isn't a charm pack day that I know of. Maybe Moda should make one. Let's show the back again. And then we mocked this one up in Once Upon a Christmas. And you'll notice that what we did is we didn't mock up any of these in more than one collection. So we have shown you, we basically took all the jelly rolls on our site and tried to just mock up one different one in each. And so again, this is Once Upon a Christmas by Sweetfire Road and Moda. And this one, there's a background in the collection you could use, or you could use Bella Solid Color 182. And again, free pattern. The next one is also free. It's called Jelly Roll Sizzle, and this is also pretty old. So this, I think, is simply delightful. That's the collection that that it's in by Sherry and Chelsea. And then we just used a Bella Solid. And this one, you can see some of the quilts are busier, some of the quilts are more calm. So you can kind of look at all the quilts we're showing you and decide, do you want some, like when you're sewing this weekend, do you have a lot of background in your stash? Because if you do, you have a lot of background and you have a jelly roll, you're ready to go. Or if you don't have any backgrounds, you would select something like Jelly Roll Jam that doesn't use any background. And then this one, just so you can kind of see, it kind of creates this design here, and then it also creates a star over here. So it kind of has different designs that it creates within, and this is really fun because it's in the center. And this one, the fabric was designed by Sherry and Chelsea. Let me show you the back. Again, a light backing. And then this one right here is mocked up in Dasher, which is a collection by Sweetwater. It's a Christmas collection. So it has like little snowmen. I think it might have reindeer, but really, really cute. Yeah, little, oh, sorry, I'm not in frame. Little reindeer, really cute. And then the last one that we're gonna show, the last one I showed you was not Jelly Roll Sizzle, it was Jelly Roll Twirl. So let's just correct. This is Jelly Roll Twirl. I was wondering why when I was looking at the script, nothing looked right. So this is Jelly Roll Twirl was the last one. This is Jelly Roll Sizzle, I apologize. And this one is 48 inches square. This is Newport by Minnick and Simpson. This is an old quilt. This is, you know, I don't know if you would even be able to find one of these on Etsy. So it's been worn and loved, and this one also has that secondary design where you get the pinwheel effect. So the first 5 quilts I showed you are from the Jelly Roll, the Simply Jelly Rolls book. The last 5 I've shown you are all free patterns you can download, available only on Fat Quarter Shop. And this is, yeah, they're all free. We have one more we're gonna show you that's also free, but the first we're gonna show you this one mocked up. This is the Hey Boo collection by Layla Boutique. It's a Halloween collection. So cute. It's got, I went to Home Goods recently and everything in there was like pink Halloween. So she's right on trend with her colors. And then this next one, this is probably the most complicated of all of them, which is, these are all very easy. This is called Thicket. It's also a free pattern. It's 58 by 68. This is the Pine Valley collection by Basic Gray. And that's one thing I love about Jelly Rolls is everything is pre-cut. And a lot of the Jelly Roll patterns, even if they're not the patterns that I'm showing you here today, there are a lot of Jelly Roll patterns, and a lot of them are very simple and very easy because you're using strips. And that's basic, you know, that's just a basic cut size, very easy. And what I love about this pattern is how you have full and half trees because, you know, it's just really cute and original. And then we have it mocked up in A Christmas Carol by Three Sisters, which is this year's Christmas collection by Three Sisters. And this year, some of the prints are a smaller scale. So that's why it looks like really small scale. So you want to kind of consider that when you're looking at a jelly roll pattern. What is the scale of your fabric? Is your fabric small scale? Is it large scale? And kind of consider that when you're picking your pattern. But definitely, I just encourage you to just go through your stash, find something you already have, and you know, just sew with what we, a lot of you, most of you already have the Simply Jelly Roll book. Make sure you use the coupon, and then I'm gonna answer questions. I kind of went a little fast, sorry. So I apologize for being late this morning. I just got back in town yesterday, and there was a football game last night. I don't know what time I went to bed, very late, but I have some children who didn't want to move very fast this morning, and then Piggy didn't want to move very fast, and then I was running super late, and so I take my kid to school, and he's just like chilling. I'm like, you know, I'm running late. He's like, ha. He gets out of the car. I'm like, oh my God. And then I went to Starbucks, and they were running late, but I do have to take medicine in the morning. So like, I mean, I just have a routine, and I thought it would be better to just start 15 minutes late than to try to have a car accident getting here. And so that's what I did. So I do apologize. It's the first time in all these years I've ever been late. Things are kind of chaotic. Everything is like going wrong. Like Emma's phone died. We have a hole in our ceiling in the kitchen. We have a hole in the floor. We just have a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. But you know, like, it makes me so grateful for everything. But Lord, my life is a hot mess right now. I'll just tell you that. So I'm going to now answer questions. So if you have questions on jelly rolls, I would love for you to talk about them or show them now. I can tell you one thing I wanted to talk about with a jelly roll is this is how they come. And you can see there's pinked edges. So you can either, most of you just use the very tip of that edge, the very outside as your guide. And you can starch a jelly roll because it will shrink across the width. And so that when it shrinks, it will shrink. If it started at 42, it'll be like 41 and a half. But your 2.5 inches will stay the same. Someone in the chat called it with a Starbucks line. Yes. And you know, since Emma doesn't have a phone, she has to order, she doesn't have so she was like, Mom, I really want to go to Starbucks before school. She drives herself, and she's like, can I please borrow your app? So they were like, were you here already this morning? I was like, oh, that was my daughter, sorry. What is my favorite jelly roll pattern? Mine would probably be, I have a soft spot for Jelly Roll Jam just because that was our first one. I like that you don't have to use any background. And yeah, Jan has a good comment. There are some white jelly rolls that Moda makes. I don't know how many we have in stock, but you could always use, some of the patterns you can use a white jelly roll. Some of them you actually need a background. You'd have to look at your pattern to see. The quilts on the ladders I'm going to talk about at the end. So your strips get wavy when you sew them together just because it's such a long strip. So they do get wavy. That's kind of the nature of it. And then especially in the center, they're going to get wavy. So you can always, if you're using a pattern that doesn't go all the way across, just try to avoid using the center. And another thing to prevent them from being wavy is to use pins. Could we use a jelly roll in the Christmas quilt along? No, it is jelly roll friendly. No, it is Jolly Bar friendly or layer cake friendly. Sharon, can you tell us how many jelly rolls would I need for a log cabin that would be queen or king? I would guess 3 or 4. Please do something like this for charm packs and fat quarters if it hasn't already been done. So there won't be I'm not going to set an official day since that would be Moda's job because I don't want to step on any toes, but I can definitely do some videos with charm pack and fat quarter quilts. What is the best way to choose backing that is not with the collection used on the front of the quilt? I would say pick something maybe backgroundish, because if you're picking, like, say the front of your quilt has green and then you put a collection on the back that's green, it's going to be so obvious that it's not the same green. So you could do something, I would go lighter rather than darker. Thank you for the mock-ups. Can we starch the jelly roll? Yes. Does the code apply to other jelly roll brands or just Moda? I think it's all. Is Horizon by Chelsea Stratton hard? It's a jelly roll pattern. Okay, I'm going to look that up real quick and then I'll tell you what I think. It's obviously, I haven't made it, so it would be just an opinion. So I'm looking at it now. Oh, I think that one would be intermediate to hard. Yeah, I think that one would be. It's not, the blocks are not hard, but since you put it on point, that was probably, and still probably is, the hardest thing for me to do, is to work with on point settings. Do all the patterns take just one jelly roll? I think they do. I tried to say on each of them how many, but since the patterns are free, the ones in the book do use one jelly roll, I can tell you that. And all the patterns you can download for free, but I'm like 90% sure they're all one jelly roll. Congratulations on 10 years of Fat Quarter Shop channel. Thank you. It has been a long learning process. Will there be half-yard bundle restock of strawberry lemonade? No. So what happened with strawberry lemonade is we reordered a ton of it, and when it came in, we cut a lot up. There's 2 or 3 SKUs already sold out. Moda's already sold out, so I don't have anything left to cut from. So the code, again, is Jelly20. It's not Jelly Roll 20, it's Jelly20. So now I'm going to show you some pictures from the last weekend. So let's talk about first, I just got back in town yesterday. I went to Lori Holt's house. We didn't take any pictures. Now let me tell you why. I wanted to just get out of town, and I think Lori just wanted a break, and we just wanted to be like just sitting there watching true crime and just chilling, basically. So we don't have any photos. So I'm going to show you photos of something else, but I just wanted some time to get away for my children and my husband and just like do nothing. So that's what I did for 3 days. I did some cross stitch. I made a really cute crochet blanket, but since I got here late, it's still in the car. I will show it to you another day. There is a reel that shows me stitching it together, but it uses all of Lori's free crochet tutorials. So I might just send it to her and have her explain exactly. I'm not sure. We'll see, but I will show it to you in a future video. But yeah, I just wanted to get away. It's been a stressful year, but I'll show you before that. So right before, I had 2 hours to get my kid home and then get on a plane to go to Lori's. So the weekend before I went to Lori's, I went to TCU. So that's where Emma wants to go to college. She's applying now. We'll see. I think she'll get in, but I'll show you some pictures from the weekend. So that is my family. So on the very left is my brother. The second person is my sister-in-law, Christina. The third person is Emma. The fourth is my niece, Hannah. The fifth is Luke, her boyfriend, and then that's me with my gray hair. And then that's my niece. She's so cute. So she's 24, and she's already graduated with her master's. I'm so proud of her. She is a psychologist. And then this right here, this is Emma, and on the left is Ava. She was on the drill team with Emma last year. She is a TCU showgirl, so we made sure to make time to go see her. And then that's Emma on the right. And then the one on the left, that is Emma's friend Chandler. And she's on the current drill team with Emma. So those are all Lake Travis Cavalettes, 2 that are current and 1 that just graduated last year. And then this is my brother and his family. So that's Christina, my brother Kevin. Yes, he has the same name as my husband. And then Hannah and Luke. I made everybody take pictures. And then this is me with Chandler and her mom Jen. They're on the current Cavalette team. And Chandler's a year younger than Emma, but I think she wants to go to TCU also. There was actually quite a few of us that weekend. So I think that's all the photos that I have. Yeah. Huh?
You
Oh, go back. I did wear purple pants. Look how tight they are. You want to know a funny story? Okay, so let me tell you the story. So I am not great with like, I'm just like cool, just being whatever, wearing a t-shirt. But you can't do that now. So Emma, I bought a shirt from TCU bookstore and it came, and I was like, not very cute. It really was not cute. And I showed it to Emma, and she was like, Mom, that is like ugly. So my sister-in-law starts sending me advice because she's like a fashionista, and she sends me these pants, and she's like, these are the only pants I could find online. And I'm like, they're not going to fit. They're in small, medium, large, extra large. That does not work with somebody with a big butt like me, right? So I order them. I put them on. The button pops. I'm not joking. By the time I got my butt to Dallas, my button had popped off. And I'm like, oh my God, but that's all I had. So I was like, I'm wearing these damn purple jeans. So I don't know if I ever wear them again because the button did pop off. And I told my sister-in-law, I was like, I told you they weren't going to fit. She's like, just pretend, nobody knows. I'm like, they are about to fall off. Anyway, but it was really fun. We're going back in the week. It might be the week of the OU game. I don't think Emma realizes that yet. But we're going up there for something else. We're probably not. UT now is ranked number 1 in football, and Kevin loves them. But he did a prize just to go to like a last weekend. They played like UT San Antonio. He looked, if he took everybody, $2,000. I was like, yeah, I don't think so. I was like, well, because I told him, I was like, well, we could just save money and like you could take everybody but me. And he's like, it's still like $1,600. He's like, there's no, so, and you know, Kevin and I are at the age, I hate to say this, but we don't really want to pay to go sit in 100-degree weather. It is hot in Texas. It is hot, hot. Yesterday, I bought so much stuff when I went shopping with Lori. We went to Quilted Bear. It's my favorite store in the whole world. And I didn't buy too much, but I mean, I bought a lot. And her poor husband always has to ship it back to me. Such a pain in the butt. So we ended up at TJ Maxx. And so I was like, I'll just buy a suitcase. So I have 2 big suitcases at the Austin airport, which is totally like hectic. Trying to get to the Uber. I mean, you got to walk a long time. I get in the Uber and he's like, oh, you're really tired. I'm like, yeah, I just wanted to be like, yeah, I'm old, I'm fat, I'm hot, and I want to get my butt home. Like, I'm ready to go home. So I go home. I took a shower. At least I had taken a shower. I had got up at 5 a.m., took a shower, and had to go pick my kids up. Well, they are in very different locations. So, and Emma's trying to fix her phone. Anyway, went to the football game, and all the moms are like, oh my God, you made it. But I had to go. I'm the treasurer, so I have to go and like log all the girls into Square because they sell these programs. I was like, I looked like a mess, but whatever. I got there. Love the Quilted Bear. Yeah, I love the Quilted Bear. So we're going to do a little reel of what I bought. I bought like a sign for the house. I bought a vase. I bought some candles. Oh my gosh, I bought the cutest bracelets. They're so cute, but they're not, I don't have them on. So our sales rep, her name is Sammy, and she came to dinner with us, and she was like, oh my gosh, has Lori taken you to the French store? And I was like, what? There's this store in Salt Lake City. It's in the middle of a random street. You would never even see it. I guess everything's from France. She had never taken me there. And I got the cutest bracelets for $85. They were so cute. Well, they were $85 each. So I was like, Lori, which one should I get? She's like, both. And I was like, oh my God, Kevin is going to kill me. Anyway, it was so fun. I'd never been to that store. It is owned by, her name is Amanda, and she was the Quilted Fish, and she was a designer for Riley Blake a long time ago. But that was really, really fun. So we go to the TCU game. And first of all, we're late. Because my niece she does not care a thing about football. She likes to go to the tailgate. So because that's where she went to school. And so finally I told her boyfriend, I was like, we got to get to the game. I need to do a video for Denise I need a reel. I need to get in there. I need to get in there for the kickoff. And he's like, you tell her, I'm not telling her. And so I was trying to get her to move. And my brother, he pulled a Kimberly move. He didn't have the tickets printed out. So we sat outside for 30 minutes because we could not get the Wi-Fi to work. And then anyway, but it ended up being great because I got to see some friends from Emma's drill team. So anyway, my life is a whirlwind. What is the French store's name? Oh, Lord. You know what? I will have to... La Maison something? I don't even know. I'll have to ask Lori. The Quilted Bear is not a quilt shop. It is it's like a home dec type store. So they have in the front, they have the merchandise they sell, and then in the back they have little booths. So you can get handmade stuff. Just really cute, and it's a lot less expensive than Austin. And I mean, I don't even know in Austin where you would go. Austin is like overpriced. I don't do any shopping in Austin. Like, it's just not a thing. Like, the only place I would go in Austin is Home Goods, but our Home Goods compared to Lori's stinks. Did we go antiquing? No. So one day we went to the French store, we went to Quilted Bear, and we went to, what's the store? Home Goods? Home Goods, TJ Maxx, they're connected. And then we went to eat. I'd go just for the name. La Petite Maison Antiques. Yes, that's it. You can't show the ticket from the plane. What ticket?
Your football ticket.
He had them on. Okay, so he had the football tickets, but they were on Wi-Fi. He had to log in. Well, Wi-Fi was not working because it's this huge football stadium. So we couldn't get in. And then it was so funny. We got in like first quarter, in the middle of the first quarter, which is like, if you go to football with Kevin, you are there early and you stay till the very end and you're the last one out. That's football. We go. Anyway, second quarter, my brother and his wife disappear. And I'm like, where did they go? Like, they left. Like, they were gone. And I was like, what is going on? So I asked my niece, I was like, where'd they go? She's like, oh, Christina's bored. She wanted to walk around. So finally, my niece in third quarter was like, we got to go. We're going to such and such, such and such. And I was like, okay. So we leave and they lose. And then Kevin at the end of the game is texting us, oh, that's such a great game. Sorry y'all lost. And I'm like, Kevin, you know we haven't been at that game in like an hour and a half. And he's like, how dare you leave early? He's like, because the tickets were really expensive. He's like, you spent all that money to go to Dallas and you left early. And I was like, absolutely. It was hot. And anyway, and so then my friend that went, she also went. She's like, where did y'all park? And I was like, well, my brother is he's totally opposite of me. Like, black and white. Totally opposite. He talks to everybody. We can't go anywhere without him talking to everybody, knowing where they're from. Drives all of us crazy. Even his wife is like, oh my God, stop talking. He was friends with somebody who lived on Stadium Drive. We parked 3 houses away from the stadium. I don't even know how he did that, but that's where we parked. My friend was like, how did you park there? I was like, I don't know. My brother knew somebody. I don't even know. Because he teaches adjunct professor at TCU, so I think it was probably somebody there. What true crime did we watch? Okay, so we watched, Lori is very interested in the Donna Adelson trial, which I knew a little bit about, but so we watched all of that. We watched some stuff on, I'm not even going to say his name, somebody who got arrested this week, I'm not going to say. But Lori wasn't very interested in that, but I was. And then Nancy Grace came out with something. It was the funniest tagline, and so Lori and I could not stop laughing. We watched a lady named Leanne Morgan, I think. She's a comedian, and she's hilarious. I mean, so we watched that. We watched some Netflix, Hulu. We just sat and watched TV. But it was interesting because she showed me a couple of YouTubers that she watches that I had never heard of, and then I showed her some of mine. Of course, mine, have a lot of foul language, and I'm like, oh my God, why? But then she starts laughing, and I'm like, sorry, Lori, I watch these people. Like, the ones she watch are like totally professional. The ones I watch are like not. But it was fun. Would we do a book for honey buns? We would not. They're very rarely made anymore. Any of the strawberry lemonade is what we got in, and it's gone. I looked up denim and daisies. As a beginner, would you start with a jelly roll or jelly bar? Oh, I would do either. I like jelly bars. Can you use a dark background on the jelly roll patterns? You absolutely can. And I think that Camille Ross Kelly, well, in fact, I know Camille Ross Kelly has used a lot of the cross weaves in the black or gray as backgrounds in her quilts. You do not have to trim the edge of the jelly roll. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what's new since I went through all my new stuff. So this right here is our low volume fat quarter club from August. So if you don't know about that club, that is a club where each month, sorry, my throat, you get 16 fat quarters, and they're from different collections, different manufacturers, and it's a way to build your stash if you're someone who likes to use backgrounds. And you'll notice they're different shades. So some are lighter, some are darker. There is a Jolly Bar book. We have 4 of them. We have Jolly Bar book 1, 2, and 3, and then we have a Christmas Jolly Bar book. Donna says Leanna's from Knoxville, Tennessee. Love her. She was hilarious. I don't know how. I had never heard of her, but she was hilarious. Now, I don't know anything about her, so if she's controversial, I'm really sorry. I don't know anything about her. Did I stay at her guest room? Yes, I did. This is the purple fat quarter bundle from the So Colorful Club. So we have, the one I just showed you was our low volume club. This is our So Colorful Club. And on this one each month you get a different color. So, and each year we keep those the same color. So this was purple, and this is August, and these are what's left over. And we try to do a big range of colors so that you get a big range. So these are really stash builders, so that, you know, if you're somebody who just loves to mix and match and use a lot of colors, they're really stash builders. And you can see 3 of the purples, several of the purples are basics. And the reason why is there's not as many purples out there as there are different colors. Now, I know you've seen this club before. This is one of my favorite clubs. This is the Lori Holt Fat Quarter Club. This is the Julys that are left over. And these are all handpicked by Lori. So some of them will be Americana, some will be fall, you know, some, they're just all different. And this one I've already used in a quilt. I can't off the top of my head remember what I used it in, but I know I used this bundle already. A Jolly Bar is a set of fabrics that are 5 inches by 10 inches, and it's named after my last name, which is Jolly. And then, okay, so those are some of, but we always want to feature some of our clubs so you kind of know what we're doing. We have clubs by manufacturer, like a Moda Fat Quarter Club, Hoffman Fat Quarter Club, and then these 3 were more of the scrappy. We just got in a collection by Kate Spain by Moda. It's called Tango. And so this one we have pre-cuts and yardage in stock. And y'all can keep asking your questions. I will answer them. Sometimes I can answer as I lay the fabrics out. Sometimes I can't. Have I seen the Color Cube by Sarah Clark? Would we carry it? Denise will email me and I will look into that. So yeah, this is the Tango collection by Kate Spain. I'm going to show you the quilts on the ladder, I promise. Just don't let me forget, Denise, because, yeah. Oh, it's at the end of the What's New. This is a really nice color. This one's really pretty. How is Piggy? He's good. He's the reason I'm late today. So he hadn't been to daycare all week, and I felt so bad for him. And so I wanted to take him to daycare. And he probably got fat when I was gone because he ran out of food. And so my kids, we just fed him grilled chicken nuggets from Chick-fil-A. How many pieces in this collection? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. This is 31. the raffle still going?
It ends today.
Okay, so the raffle today ends today for the Make-A-Wish. So good luck to all of you. Thank you for everybody for bidding. Now this next raffling, this next collection, okay, this one is different. This is Dainty Meadow by My So Quilty Life. And the yardage just arrived, but the pre-cuts are not here yet. So because the pre-cuts are not here, we don't have the kits online yet. So yardage is online. Pre-cuts should arrive next week based on what, they haven't shipped from Moda yet. The 108s from Lori Holt are still delayed. I got an email yesterday that they're still delayed, so I don't have a date. I think they're having some issues with the port getting them through. Yeah, I love this line. I've made a lot of blocks out of this, and I think I even made a quilt out of it. Oh yeah, I made my temperature quilt out of it. Oh, that was Flower Girl. Well, I'm gonna make something out of this then.
You have the scrappy string blocks.
Oh, I have scrappy string. Oh, that's right. I'm doing scrappy string with her collections. I love this blue. It's really pretty. So again, pre-cuts next week. And then I'm going to show you a quilt. The quilt is called Flower Shop Block of the Month quilt, but we are not selling it as a block of the month. We are selling it as a kit, a quilt kit. So I'm going to show it to you. Go that way? Oh wait, no, this way, sorry. Okay, sorry. So this is the Flower Shop quilt. And then we'll move the fabric and show it to you up close. So we borrowed this quilt from Heather Briggs, which is the designer for Flower Shop. The designer for Dainty Meadow, which is, and this is the Flower Shop. This is the pattern. So this will be in stock in a couple of weeks. This uses yardage plus a layer cake plus a pattern. And it's got a lot of small cuts. So this will be online soon, but it'll probably be a week or two. So I'll show you the right side and then the left side. And again, it's just a quilt kit from us. And in the quilt kit comes this panel. These are all hand stitched, but there are panels where if you don't want to stitch, you can just buy the panel. So it's really pretty, you know, it's like a little flower shop. Really cute. And it looks, I mean, it looks like it's probably intermediate. This does look hard. But this is something where if I made that, I would just make it a lot bigger than it is and then trim it down. And this does use that collection, just that collection, nothing else. So thank you to Heather for letting us borrow this and photo it. So this, you can click on the coming soon page to be notified when it comes in. We will make the kits when the pre-cuts come. We have some new batiks by Banyan Batiks. This is called At Dusk Batiks. And Banyan Batiks is owned by Northcott Fabrics. And Northcott Fabrics is known for their really high quality fabrics, and their batiks are very soft, you know, comparatively. Somebody is saying Into the Fire. That was it. I guess they're talking about, I have seen part of it. I have not seen all of it. It's on Netflix. I thought it was just average. That's why I haven't finished it. I get bored with things. I have a new book that I'm listening to, so if I remember at the end, I will talk about the new book that I'm listening to. Denise will have to remind me because This is, we talked about clubs earlier. This is the October club that is about to go out on the 1st of next month. And they're always, the Hoffman boutiques are always Hoffman, and we always pick 12, and we try to do different colorways each month. Now you'll notice a lot of boutiques have brown in them. So sometimes we might have 2 browns a year, but that's kind of the most popular color. And you'll still have time to bid on the raffle. It's a couple more hours. You show the Grand Haven jelly rolls are not in stock. I was told you have them, but you just do not have them in the system. Grand Haven is old, right? We're gonna look online and see. This is Peach Whispers by Beth Groves for Wilmington Prints. Really pretty florals. Oh, they haven't arrived yet. Grand Haven, it has not arrived yet. So, October. So we got about a couple days or a month. We get a lot of new stuff. I can't keep up with every single thing. I try, but will I only sell the pattern for the flower shop? Yes, I will. And a lot of the free patterns you can find on the Jolly Jabber blog. This next one I personally love. It's called Sweet Dreams Flannel, and it is by Wyndham Fabrics. I'm going to open some of these. This is so, oh, I should show it this way. It's so cute. And, you know, a lot of flannel baby, it's not made as much as it used to be. It used to be a little bit more popular. So anytime we see something like this, we try to buy it because it's always so popular. Probably because not very many are made, but it's really cute. Just a small, compact, sweet group. Sweet Dreams Flannel, Wyndham Fabrics. I have everything but them. I would call customer service because I don't know the answer off the top of my head. This is a Very Terry Christmas Fat Quarter Bundle by Terry Deckenklob. She used to be a designer at Red Rooster. If you ever knew that company, they went out of business quite a while ago, but she was a designer there. So that's where I remember her from. And this is like a really cute little boxes. And there's also a panel, I'll show it to you. And these colors really, from what I remember, very similar to what she designed with Red Rooster. Obviously that was quite a long time ago, so I could be completely wrong. But as soon as I saw her stuff, I was very excited because it's always sold very well. Excuse me, sorry, I had to sneeze. And then this is her panel. Yeah, sometimes yardage arrives first from Moda. Sometimes pre-cuts arrive first. Mostly pre-cuts arrive first, but if we don't wait to load it, when it comes in, we load that day. So we just load it as we get it, if that makes sense. That would make a really cute couch pillow.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
Denise says she's sorry she shook the camera. It's okay. At least she didn't fall down. Jordan usually falls down, so. This is Oak and Maple by Henry Glass Fabrics. This is Janet Ray Nesbitt. She's from One Sister Designs, and this one is really pretty. Are you trying to figure out about we're trying to find an answer. Is there a new Moda catalog coming soon? Yeah, it should come out in a couple of weeks, maybe a week or two. We're seeing our sales rep in a couple of weeks. Paula says your customer service team is amazing. Thank you. Have I seen Bloodline Detectives by Nancy Grace? Yes. I don't see all of them. I think you have to pay for a subscription. And I feel like with my Hulu, my Peacock, my Sundance, HBO, Netflix, all the stuff, I feel like I'm out of money for subscriptions. Okay, so we're looking into the jelly roll question that you guys are asking, and we will get back to you. Okay, so the next one, this next one's each year K Facet comes out with several collections, at least 2 or 3, and so he has some new bundles. Now, let me tell you how Kaf releases his fabric. It's a little bit different than everybody else. When he releases his fabric, sometimes there's 50 SKUs, sometimes there's 85 SKUs. There's always, let me just say, there's just always a lot of SKUs. And so when we buy it, we will buy the entire line, by the yard. We will also buy different pre-cuts. They offer fat quarter bundles by color, and then they also do some design rolls that are 6 inches wide. So this collection right here is called Cool 2024. Dark, so these are your darkers. Hot. And light. And like if you go back and look at 2023, they probably also have a hot, light, dark, etc. They always do them kind of in these type of colorways. So we have all the yardage. Okay, so then we have the Live Out Loud Half Yard Bundle by Seth Apter for Free Spirit Fabrics. He is a new designer. I think this is the second collection we have received from him. Well, I'm gonna go this way. So it's kind of like grungy, textury. And remember, we're going to pop up that coupon. Jelly rolls that are in stock are on sale, 20% off. Is Jelly20 is the code. Okay, Miss Lizzie, I love your comment. I'm going to save it, and that was the book I was going to talk about. So can y'all save that comment so I don't forget? So this is, a lot of you guys always say, do you have something manly? This is very manly. It also kind of reminds me of Sue Spargo a little bit. It's a very distressed style. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the quilt behind me. One of the quilts behind me is this quilt. Now, I want to tell you this is different than last year. So this is the second year that Robert Kaufman has put together this Kona program for the year. So I'm going to try to go slowly and explain it to you. Are the sets online? Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to explain the way it's set up this year. Last year's was different. And of course, what? Everything's in stock that I'm showing you here. So I'm going to tell you how they did it this year. I'm not going to attempt to tell you how they did it last year because I will get that messed up and I don't want to mess it up. So this year, they made the calendar separate than the block of the month. So in the calendar, when you open it, and you click, if you type this in right here, you're going to get free patterns. They're not available and live yet. I'm sure they will be live any day. Those patterns are for these quilts right here. So I'm going to flip through. So the calendar is the calendar and it's free patterns for these. They are not live yet. Of course, it's not 2025 yet. And these is a one and done. That's kind of what Kevin and I call it. There's sometimes when the sales reps come and they say, okay, you can buy this one time, meaning they do a one run. So we have the calendars now. I don't know how long they will last, but when they're gone, they will not be reorderable. And what's really cool about this calendar is each of the days is a different Kona, and you could save this sheet. What would be really cute is at the end of the year, you could cut out each of the little squares and then it has the name on it. And so you could use it as little cards to match. Of course, it's on paper, not fabric, but it'll be close, but it won't be, exact. It's a different printing. This is really pretty. And thank you to everybody who's already purchased the calendar. Okay, so this is the calendar, and on the back you see a summary, and again, the link is right here. It will be live later. That's the first thing. Now, on the cover, they reference this. This year, Robert Kaufman came out with patterns. So they are patterns to make each of these. This year you purchase them. So I'm going to show you each of the patterns, just the front, so that you don't see the pattern. The pattern is on the back. These are in stock. These will be reorderable. And you can make these with these charm packs. So if you just search Kona Calendar 2025, you get the calendar. If you search 2025 Kona Block of the Month pattern card set, you get this. And then if you search Kona Solids 2025 monthly charm pack set, you get this. And these are sold individually. The quilt behind me, I'm going to show you in a little bit, is one of the Konas. You can make this with a light background or a black background. We'll show you both. Is that all of the what's new? Mm-hmm. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I think we should just take it off the rack. We're going to show you the background, and then at the end I just won't have a quilt behind me, and that'll be fine. I'm going to put these aside real quick. Mm-hmm. So this one's really, really big. So last year I made this, and what I did was I made their patterns work with charm packs, but this year they wrote it with charm packs, so that's amazing. I don't know if I'm going to make it this year or not. I made it last year. I like the border. Border's really nice. Show it to you on the, and these, thank you to Robert Kaufman. They let us borrow this quilt. And so, basically, you can take this charm pack with background and make this. And then the leftovers go here. And then it's really heavy, guys, so. And this one's really pretty. The quilting is really pretty. I don't know who made it or who quilted it. And I'll also show you the back. And this is made exactly with the colors in the set. And I did want to point out they used a white binding. And this is the sleeve, but I'm not sure exactly what color this is, but you could use any solid on this. You could also put a really nice floral on it if you wanted to, but I did want to show you how this white, it really stops the quilt. And if you have something this busy on the outside, if you put a color out here, like a black or a navy, it might take away from this. So I would definitely do a light. And then I'm going to show you the dark version. So this is the same charm packs, but a black background. And then I'm sure this is Kona black. I'm sure the other one is Kona white. And I think it might be upside down, but that's fine. It might be in a different direction. It might be sewn different. So there you go. And this is, if you ever make a black quilt, you'll know that you see every little thing on it, and especially if you have pets, you're gonna see their pet hair all over it. Now this one, they did the same thing. They took that background and they put it here, and it really ties it together. And thank you again to Robert Kaufman for letting us borrow these. I would say this would be beginner, intermediate, but this is a great way to, you know, just maybe each month sew something. And then the other one on the, this is from the Simply Jelly Rolls book. Hold on, give me a second. Okay. So this is in the Simply Jelly Rolls book, and we had it behind us on the rack, so I'm just gonna leave it there. Okay, so now I'm gonna answer all the questions. The difference in the background is amazing. Yeah, and I love to see what, you know, the black really makes it much more modern. And then I'm gonna answer questions. How many charm packs do you need for the quilt? You need all 12 of those charm packs plus quite a bit of background. We do have a kit where you can make all of it together. Can you starch the charm packs? No. Have I read the Book of Murder by former prosecutor Matt Murphy? Reading it now. Yes. So I love Matt Murphy. He is like, he's just like, seems like a really good guy. And he came out with a book. It came out on this Tuesday, and I pre-ordered it because I'm going on the CrimeCon cruise and he's going to be there. So me and Priscilla bought the book so that we could get it signed. But since I don't like read books, I've been listening to the audiobook, and I started it yesterday, and I think I'm a couple hours in. It's really good. I've heard a lot of it already because I've watched a lot of his stuff. I've heard him speak at CrimeCon a couple of times. So a lot of the stories I've heard, but really good. The Jelly Rolls, the Grand Haven, will be loaded next Wednesday. They are not here yet. Thank you to the super chat from Louise.
Can you buy the patterns individually for the Kona?
I don't think so. No, you cannot. You cannot order the patterns individually by month. They're selling them as a set. Do the charm packs have different colors in the packs? So let me show them to you like on the top camera like this way, but they're like colored, like you get a range of orange, a range of pink, a range of blue.
And none of the colors are repeated.
And none of the colors are repeated. So it kind of matches the calendar. And you get the entire collection. Yeah, that's a big thing. So if you buy this, you get all 365 colors. And, you know, you could make this with a navy background. You could use this with like a linen, like an Essex linen that's gray. You know, you could do so much. Okay, so guys, thank you so much for watching today. I will be back in 2 weeks. We are having a giveaway. 3 people will win the Simply Jelly Rolls book and 3 jelly rolls. And what I want you to do is answer, what is your favorite jelly roll pattern? It could be any pattern. It doesn't have to be ours. It could be any designer. I always love to see what people enjoy out there. You have until Thursday, September 26th, and we will announce the winners on September 27th. And you do have a couple more hours to enter the raffle for the Make-A-Wish quilts. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys soon.